First of all, if you read business books, they are very, let's say, focused on the market, focused on finance and so on, and on maybe the ideas, and it sounds so dehumanizing. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, this is just a group of people, and the simple idea, it should be clear to everyone, but it isn't being said enough. It's just a company is a group of people. Like always, like the company is just being spoken about as this big thing, like the company, like, and this, like, you have a brand, right? Like Apple. But what is Apple? Apple is a collection of humans. That's it. And they have some nice logos, and they are able to produce really great products. But it's a collection of humans. It's all the humans, right? I mean, currently, let's see when the robots are taking over. But I agree with that, and it's also I still believe that also the organization itself needs to have a purpose that's kind of over the individual goals, right? And saying that we want to provide value to the customers, which is again also something that can tie back to personal values, which is doing something good for others. And you know, an interesting point here is that like this idea of combining, like sometimes it feels like an either or to people. Either you take care of your people or you build a good business, kind of. And I think that there is of course a balance to be found. Like you cannot just coach people 24/7. Like we need to actually get work done, right? But on the other hand, it is possible to do meaningful things for the team that make a lot of sense, that are not taking too much time, and that makes everyone taken care of, that work very well with the mission, and that work very well with the interest of the company. If we, for example, have the mentoring or the coaching, it takes, I think, 1-2 hours per week. That's nothing. Like if you really think about it, I think we calculated it, and it's costing us, for about 10 people, roughly the salary of one person. So it's like 10%, it's basically one person that we are kind of paying there, right? But if you think about it, adding what is more meaningful? Adding one person to the team, or even just leveling people up by a few percent. Of course, leveling people up, because it's kind of it's like an upward spiral, because okay, this one person got in this one particular skill, they got better in maybe conflict resolution or talking about difficult topics, and maybe that was the deciding skill that got us to realizing and making certain decisions, and those decisions had again the big impact and so on. Like I see this can have it's like this ripple effect, right? You had this one learning, and then it can also have a really positive impact on others. You might have realized, hey, it's more important to work on clarity, and then the team suddenly realized, oh my God, it's also our job to get the clarity, and suddenly you have this like ripple effect and this beautiful development out there. And yes, so I think, and that is actually again coming back to the beginning when I mentioned like the traditional German corporate culture. Having coaching for every human, this is crazy. If I tell this to friends and family, they're how can you afford this? Like, how is this even possible? And maybe once a year people have like a leadership seminar or something, right? If they're lucky, and that's it. But having actually a coach that is there for you and can give you individual coaching, I think that makes so much sense. And to be fair, it's also still an experiment. We do it for a few months now. So far, I think people are getting a lot of value out of it. I got a lot of value out of it. One of our early investors, Andreas Klinger, that was one of the first things he was saying, you need to get coaching. And in that moment, you might think like, okay, what am I doing wrong? Like what does he mean? And it's like literally, it doesn't matter who you are, you need coaching. That's kind of the idea. And then I think it's important to not get into this trap of, oh my God, am I bad or am I inappropriate? I need to get fixed with coaching? No, it's like you are awesome, you are enough, but we can all still level up. We can still learn, right?